Hi, my name's Alison Evans. Normally I write for teenagers, but today I'm going to talk to you about a game series called Mass Effect. Who laughed? It's a trilogy of games set in space where you play as Commander Shepard, and you travel, you get a fancy spaceship and you travel around gathering a crew, visiting strange planets, meeting robots and aliens, and you basically have to save the universe a couple of times. Now, I would never really consider being a soldier in real life. I don't like guns, I don't like violence, or really the idea of the army in general. But we have to focus on what's important here. Hot aliens. They're important. In each game, you have the option of romancing one of your crew. In the first Mass Effect, I picked up a nerdy researcher named Liara Tassoni. Liara is an Asari, which is, they're all blue, and it's a monogendered alien race. She's very shy at first, and she doesn't really like socializing, but we had a strong bond develop through our travels as we, dealt through one trauma through to the next one. We would have our chats. She's quite adept at using her biotic powers. These are basically, it's a bit hard to explain, but they're kind of like cool psychic energy things. But she's mostly quiet and gentle, but she can also look after herself on the battlefield. At the start of the next game, Liara leaves the ship to basically become the most famous information broker in the known universe, which, is pretty sexy, it's pretty cool. You can't really blame her for leaving me forever, but that's fine. And so I was heartbroken. And so another crew member, Garrus Vicarian, he'd been with me almost from the start of the first game, so he was really my best friend, someone I could rely on. He was a Turian, which is like a soldier race. Imagine if a human-sized bird dinosaur was really hot. That's Garrus. As the second game went on, we went through some struggles. I was basically reanimated from the dead. Garrus was recovering from my apparent death or actual death. It's not really clear. And then I also rescued him from a situation where he thought he was going to die. So emotions are incredibly high through this game, if that wasn't immediately obvious. So we grew closer as we realized our own failings and our own strengths. We kindled a romance. Garrus had always been there for me, and really it kind of seems inevitable now that I look back on my fictional life. In order to save the universe at the end of the second game, you have to go against your army orders or whatever, and basically you end up in jail. And then at the start of the third and the final game, people realize that you were actually right the whole time, and the universe is still in danger, and they release you from jail to save everyone. This means you're allowed to get back on your spaceship with your crew, and Garrus is there, and Liara is there too, and you look at them both, and you realize you still have major crushes on both of them. They're both, incredibly brave, extremely skilled at what they do, and they're also really, really hot. And then you think about how incredibly unfair it is that the game makes you choose only one person. Do not make a bisexual person choose. That's the thing we're bad at. Come on. Goodness me. But in the end, I decided to get back together with Liara. I don't blame her for thinking I was dead, because I kind of was. And then she obviously became one of the most powerful and influential people in the universe, which is really the coolest thing in the games. We were both a bit more grizzled than in the first game. We'd been through a lot, again. And we'd been through a lot separately. We'd seen some shit. And being with her, it was kind of just like coming home in space. In the game, I broke up with Garrus, but I never broke up with Garrus in my heart. He was always by my side, he never let me down, and we didn't really talk about what happened after we broke up, but I think there was like always this quiet understanding that we still had feelings for each other. Like in the last game, he took me up on this tower and we had a picnic, and then I threw a can and he shot at it. Yeah, it was pretty emotional stuff. But after we saved the universe, I like to discount the game's ending entirely and decide that Liara, Garrus and I went to live on a quiet, leafy planet away from the armies and the guns and the violence, and we all got married and lived happily ever after. Thank you.
Visit wheelercentre.com for the best in books, writing and ideas from Melbourne, Australia and the world.